here at Finals Day. DD2 Masters, this is race 224 of the Rotax Max Euro. 8th of the meeting. Rudy Champion, the Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup winner from February at Karting Campios, will line up alongside Germany's Michael Becker.
So, Christoph Adams will start from pole, Slavomir Miransky will start from second, Rudy Champion third, Michael Becker will be fourth ahead of Sebastian Humpelhardt from Germany and Karl Klebort from Belgium, rounding out the top three rows. Thomas Schumacher and Bruno Dos Santos, representing Germany and France, will start on 7th and 8th position respectively on the grid. Konrad Bayer starts from 9th and will have Tom Dessert from Belgium alongside. Bart Koolman from Belgium, number 521 of France's Jonathan de Brouwer, the number 527 of Switzerland's Ronaldo Gremiger, and Germany's Tanu Yildiz round out the 14 drivers in DD2 Masters. The red lights ignited on the starting gantry for one final time before the amended lunch break. And the race will be over a duration of 14 minutes plus one additional lap. Even though the rain is falling, I can still feel quite a bit of humidity in the air. Humidity is around about 65%. We've got a 8 km/h north-north easterly wind. So Christoph Adams will start on pole position on the right-hand side when they go through the tram lines. Slavomir Miransky will be alongside. Then it's Champion, Becker, Humpelhardt, Klebort, Schumacher, Dos Santos, Bayer and Dessert. That is the top 10. Temperatures again today set to hit over 30 degrees, probably highs of around 33, 34 degrees Celsius. The engines are having them, the throttles are being blitzed, as they say. It's the Rotax Max Evo engines, each one of the 14 engines on each of the 14 karts, comprising of 125 cc's of cubic displacement. Through the 12th and final corner come the DD2 Masters contingent. Red lights on the starting gantry. The drivers will very shortly. Oh my goodness me, that was a bit of a moment there for Bart Koolman. But the lights still go out, so Bart Koolman was caught unawares there because of the slow starting duo at the front as Christoph Adams leads going into turn one. But as just behind looks to be the 544 of Rudy Champion that's now got second place, as it's nearly 2 by 2 going through into turns 4 and 5. Miransky down to third place. And just behind, I think that is Sebastian Humpelhardt, as Thomas Schumacher looks to have gotten past Michael Becker, as there's one driver going a bit off track on the exit of turn number 6. The entire field making its way through into turn 7 for the first time. Rooster tails being brought up by all 4 of the Mojo W5 CIK tyres that are bolted on to these karts, as Christoph Adams now has lost the lead. But Champion understeers going into turn 10. Adams down in second, Miransky now in third place. As the 509 of Sebastian Humpelhardt tries to go up the inside of the pole, threads the eye of the needle as they come through turn number 12, and Thomas Schumacher is past Michael Becker for P5. So at the moment, Champion leads. Who's going to have second? Well, at the moment, it is in the hands of Christoph Adams. Oh, as Thomas Schumacher goes very wide, as he absolutely sends it toward the outside to get the run of the momentum coming out of turn 3 and going into turn 4. Ronaldo Gremiger, who started down in 13th position, now up to 8th place as Christophe Adams manages to get past Rudy Champion through into turn number 6. And he gets the lead sorted in his favour through turn number 7. 12 minutes plus an additional lap. Adams from Champion, Moransky. Then it will be, I think that is Sebastian Rumpelhardt, who's now dropped down into 3rd place. Thomas Schumacher in 5th. Michael Becker, Karl Klebert. That rounds out the top 7 positions as Moransky goes a bit deep into turn 10 as Rumpelhardt pounces up the inside of Rudy Champion. And Champion trying to get past, trying to thread the eye of the needle through, trying to go up the inside of Rumpelhardt, who still secures 3rd going across the start-finish line. Lap number 3 we go on to as Thomas Schumacher again trying to use the outside line to carry the momentum through the corner, put the power down. Doing the same through turn 3, pointing the cart towards the inside of Rudy Champion. But Champion manages to get to the apex of the corner before Schumacher has a chance to get through. As Champion nearly loses out that time as he goes full on sideways, puts the power down, boots the back end out sideways through turn 6. And that could have well and truly let the door open if Champion had drifted any further wide. Jonathan De Boer has got past Konrad Bayer for 12th position. And it looks like Mr. Bayer is now down at the back end of the field. As this time, Thomas Schumacher is now past Rudy Champion for 4th place and is looking to try and catch up to Sebastian Rumpelhardt, but not yet. Fastest lap of the race is the driver in 2nd position. Sławomir Moransky from Poland, the inaugural DD2 Masters champion from 2018. Trying to close down on Christophe Adams. And the gap between the leaders when we completed lap number 3 was just over 7/10 of a second, and then it was just over 4/10 between Moransky and Rumpelhardt as Michael Becker now coming under fire, and that will be from Karl Klebert from Belgium in the 5:10. So the wet weather really proving to have some sort of equilibrium effect on the racing. We are seeing some great battles. We are seeing some drivers take complete advantage of it and run away and get the jump on everybody else. But there are some times when races do go through like this. As Bruno Dos Santos running the back bumper of Belgians Tom Dessert, who just ahead has got, I think, looks to be a well, I'm trying to, oh no, hang on a second, that was Ronaldo Gremiger, who's just, was it that just spun out? Yep, so the 5:27 drops to the back of the field pretty much. Well, he drops down to 13th place, as I haven't seen Tanju Yildiz cross the line yet, and he will do now, as it was side by side between Bart Koolman from Belgium and countryman Karl Klebert. So Koolman takes 6th place. Top 4 covered, they were covered last time around by 1.7 seconds. But I think that Sebastian Rumpelhardt and Thomas Schumacher have other ideas, and it could be that they might just want to keep it nice and composed, keep it nice and planted, in order to get up to the 2 in front. In 2nd position it is still Sławomir Moransky. So the top 2 in this race are now the top 2, well, were the top 2 that qualified in terms of the intermediate classification. As Christophe Adams had a perfect score of 0 points to his name, and Sławomir Moransky had 6. So obviously, the less points you score, the higher up of the intermediate classification you get to. Moransky now loses a little bit of time there as Christophe Adams goes and puts in a 1 minute 14.785, but Bart Koolman, who has got past Karl Klebert, seems to be the one that's relishing these conditions more than anyone else. as lap number 5 saw the Belgian in the 5:16 post a 1 minute 14.691. So Christoph Adams still leading. Moransky looks a little bit closer coming through the exit of turn 9. But then, like a rat up a drain pipe, Christoph Adams is able to pull away when he gets the run of momentum coming out of the corner, and he can put the traction down. So the rear wheels, instead of spooling up, especially in wet weather conditions, will then literally bite down, grip the tarmac, and catapult him forward. So 6 minutes still to go here in this race, and Christoph Adams now leads by 0.627 of a second. Ahead of Sławomir Moransky, Sebastian Rumpelhardt, Thomas Schumacher, Bart Koeman rounding out the top 5, Rudy Champion, Karl Klebert, Tom Desero. Konrad Byers got past Jonathan de Brouwer for 11th position. Could Micromax drivers go to the pre-grid urgently? Could I ask that all Micromax competitors go to the pre-grid urgently? We will be getting your race underway as planned at 1:30 this afternoon. So all Micromax drivers to the pre-grid immediately. Pre-grid is now open for all Micromax drivers. 5 minutes and 18 seconds still to go. And at the moment, the equilibrium seems to be the pendulum seems to be swinging more in the favour of Christoph Adams, but Moransky takes a real tight line going through turn 2, and that nearly caught the Belgian unaware, but he is a very, very well-versed individual. Rain now starting to intensify once again, and that's another thing where the pendulum has swung. The rain has decided whether it's going to come in, whether it's not, whether it's going to come in, whether it's not. Temperature now decreasing again. 19 degrees Celsius, the local air temperature here. As Christoph Adams did have a 0.716 lead over Sławomir Moransky. But Moransky now is really, really closing. Micromax drivers to the pre-grid immediately. Micromax drivers to the pre-grid immediately. Thank you. So I don't think Christoph Adams, I did say that yesterday race 3 could have been one that he might have had to fight for. He's now going to really have to fight, because Sławomir Moransky is trying to chase the Belgian down and get past. And Moransky has got time. Adams is the target in front, and it is about strategizing. As now, again, Moransky taking a tighter line. He feels a bit more confident. Oh, and we've had a coming together. That is Bart Koeman. And that looks to be Karl Klebert in the 5:10. They came together and they were battling away over what was 5th position. But look at Moransky. He's slungshot past Christoph Adams through into turn 7. So Moransky's tactic of taking the conventional racing line, even in these wet weather conditions, has just paid dividends with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go plus an additional lap. And now he's starting to pull away. Moransky he was literally on the verge of taking the Winter Cup Winter Cup title in this class at Campos. Now he is trying to get himself on the best foot possible. But Christoph Adams now coming under fire from Sebastian Rumpelhardt, who goes past the Belgian like it was absolutely nothing, heading into turns 1 and into 2. Next up is Thomas Schumacher, but he's a little bit further away from the back bumper of the 555. So as a result of the contretemps between Bart Koeman and Karl Klebort, Tom Dessert and Rudy Champion now complete the top 6 positions. But hang on a second, Thomas Schumacher has got past Christoph Adams. So Christoph Adams has dropped from the lead in the last couple of laps down to 4th place. 1 minute and 53 seconds on the clock. Moransky now is starting to pull away. He was 1.611 seconds ahead of Sebastian Humpelhardt from Germany. And now he's heading down towards turn 12. Rain still coming down heftily now. And Moransky seems to have timed his move at the right moment, because he knew that he had to get past Christoph Adams and break away. The gap now between him, oh my goodness, that's extended to over 2.15 seconds. Sebastian Humpelhardt did a 1 minute 13.974, but Slavomir Moransky, despite the wet weather, has put in a 1 minute 13.431. That is over. That is 0.543 seconds. That's over half a second that he's just made up on that one lap alone. And that has really changed everything. Christoph Adams was the force de rigueur yesterday. Pole position, 3 heat wins. We come to Sunday, the rain changes everything. And Moransky has made it to his advantage. He's got past the first target. The second target is to pull away. The third one is to get the victory. And this time around, it will go to the penultimate lap. And now, there are dramas. Christoph Adams starting to struggle because Karl Klebort goes up the inside of Rudy Champion. The pair go nearly side by side coming out of turn 11, but Christoph Adams has dropped significantly. The 555, who was full of the joys of sunshine yesterday, it's a very different story altogether. As now, 14 minutes are up. We go onto the penultimate lap. Moransky now through into turn number 6, down the back straightaway. He's over 2.87 seconds ahead of Sebastian Humpelhardt from Germany. Thomas Schumacher just needs to keep it on the asphalt just to stay in 3rd position. Christoph Adams, in the meantime, has dropped to 10th place. And I'm sure that between this race and the next one, there will be some serious work on the kart to find out what has caused the issue. Now, when you add rain and you have a naturally aspirated engine, the rain, if it gets rain, can permeate its way through into gaps, and that might be a problem, especially if the tolerances for everything being tightened up. Last lap board goes to Slavomir Moransky. If those tolerances are not spot on, the slightest amount of water, like say if you try and put something against some rock, the water will normally penetrate it through the pores of the material. And that's what can happen with finite gaps when tolerances are not 100%, even though you might have triple or quadruple checked those tolerances. Moransky now on the back straightaway for the final time. As now Karl Klebort going sideways through turn 4, and the aquaplaning is quite significant. The driver's trying to put the power down. It is not working that well at all for some drivers, where, and as they say, whilst others falter, others shine like a homing beacon. And that homing beacon just so happens to be the 561 of Slavomir Moransky, who now will come round turn number 12. After a difficult race day yesterday, he goes into final 2 as the provisional race winner for final 1. Fist bumps the air with the right hand. Moransky is back on the top. Sebastian Humpelhardt started 5th, finished in 2nd position. And starting 2 places behind and finishing 3rd was Thomas Schumacher from Germany. Tom Dessert from Belgium rounds out the top 4 positions, starting from 10th place. Bart Koeman takes 5th position, having started in 11th. Bruno Dos Santos will finish behind Rudy Champion in 7th, Michael Becker in 8th, Bruno Dos Santos in 9th, Rinaldo Gremiger started in 13th, finished in 10th, Jonathan de Brouwer takes 11th position, and Konrad Bayer finishes ahead of the possibly very despondent and disappointed, I might add, Christoph Adams in the 555. Tanju Yildiz makes it a full set of 14 DD2 Masters drivers that make it to the finish line after 13 laps. But Slavomir Miransky goes into the second final this afternoon with the motivation to win the opening round of the season.